Up, folks? You're listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I'm Myke Hurley, joined in virtual studio tonight with some of my very good friends. We got Mr. Ken Miller, the godfather of Orlando comedy, from the Lowdown on Afro TV. We got James John, and of course, the winner of, well, probably he deserved to win them all, but he only won one year. The winner of so many monsters, funniest comic of the year, Miguel Colon Jr. Gentlemen, good to see you. How is everybody doing this evening?
Oh, welcome back. Welcome back.
I know, we all
two
together.
guys, man. Yeah.
This is like Congress. Only like 4 times a year are we all together.
And we've all voted and we all get a raise.
Yeah.
It's like in every mafia movie, when you got the 4 heads together in the room, something's wrong somewhere. It's like, look,
right.
You know why you're all here? Take the cannolis, leave the guns. All right.
Yeah, if we're like mob families, like you guys are all like families in New York, and I'm like, hey, I'm Kansas City. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me be a part of this.
Hey, Miguel, I'm the mob from the South. Hey, what's up? Hey, buddies, what's going on?
Like, I'm the head of the family that's never killed anyone, but they're really good with numbers, so they keep them around.
That's funny. That's
I represent our legitimate interests. I own the last KB toy store owned by the mob.
And it just keeps open. We can't close it because we know somebody get whacked.
Yeah. The foundation's got so many dead bodies in it, and they want to bulldoze it if we close it. So you guys are just shoveling money in it.
We need to knock this down for more green space.
I believe the mob exists in the South, man. How else do you explain Family Dollar? Like they're laundering money through Family Dollar.
Yeah,
Nobody goes there.
I gotta agree, man. I gotta agree with that. Family Dollar, and they pop up. They everywhere, bro.
No, I saw a girl on TikTok. They had one of those questions like, "Tell us a conspiracy you believe in and why." And she said she believes that Mattress Firm is basically laundering money. Oh, yeah. And she shows a map. There's like 3 mattress firms next to each other in every city in America. There's like a mattress firm always like a mile from each other. And she's like, I've never been to a mattress firm. She's like, I've never seen anyone walking in. And there's 3 within 1 mile of each other in my neighborhood.
Have you ever been in a mattress firm?
I've never been to a
mattresses.
Mattress firm.
It's just they have pictures of mattresses. And they're like, yeah, we can get that sent to your house by June, maybe. Have a nice day.
You walk in, there's 2 dudes playing dice. They're like, what's up, man? I'm here for a mattress.
Yeah.
What? Oh, damn, yo.
There has to be a reason that a mattress costs $9,000.
And a bed costs
$2,000.
The bed costs $2,000. Hey, that's how they stay open. You sell one mattress, that's the month.
Especially nowadays, because you can order these mattresses. They send them right to your home. They come in a box. You cut open the box and like biscuits. You cut open that box and the thing inflates like on its own. And they're so super soft and so super comfortable. And they're better than anything you're going to find at Mattress Firm. So, but those places keep opening up. So
You know what's crazy, Myke? I don't even know what they firm, soft, medium. What is it? Pillow top.
I like my mattress medium rare.
Yeah. I want to see a little jus dripping out of my mattress, and maybe you could right before if you could sear my mattress with a little butter on top and a little scaramouche with it.
I like mine well done because that's the way my dad always made them. So you know that's the way I'm gonna have it. Nice and
I remember
soft.
there was a point in my 20s when I would drive around and you would see a nice mattress. You're like, damn, I'm not going to, but damn,
I would.
Look at that there. If it don't got pee on the other side, I'm thinking about it.
That's the thing. You always see mattresses on the side of the road that look like there was definitely a murder in that house. Like no matter how clean the house is, when that mattress finally, I was thinking about that today. The mattress I got in the bedroom, it's got to be. I got that before the boys, man. It's got to be like 15 years old, and it's still fine.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
I don't sleep on it, so it's fine, Ken.
If you opened it up, inside of it, there's mites and bed bugs that have a futuristic city.
Once again, you guys aren't listening to me. I don't sleep on it, so it's fine.
Yo, wonder why
my couch is only 2 years old. So there you go.
Myke, that mattress is where COVID started. Like that.
Hey, right? Hey, you wonder why your kids got asthma? That's
the kids got brand new mattresses. They're good. There's just one person sleeping on a 15-year-old mattress.
Yeah, I know who it is. I ain't gonna say.
Well, no, you can drive. You can drive through Winter Garden. You can go through Windermere, and they'll still have like a queen size mattress out that just looks like Homicide just dragged it out to the curb. Like, what?
Have you guys ever had a spring coming out of your mattress? I had a mattress once with a spring, and if you rolled over too hard, it poked you. And I was just like, "This was such a good mattress, though."
What was the fairy tale? The Princess and the Pea.
Yeah, all the stack. You ever flip your mattress so many times? It's like, which is the less pokey side?
Yeah,
because you've already rotated it 2 or 3 times.
Hey, Mike, I'm rich now, baby. I don't flip. I got that pillow top, baby. You can't.
Man, you sleep in a bunk bed like my kids. Get out of here, dude.
Not no more. Not no more.
What? I'm gonna have to hit you up off air. I'm gonna have to hear this.
Welcome back.
How'd you work your way back into the adult room? How'd that?
She's gone for a week.
I'm the down south mafia, baby.
Yeah. I said this is my house. I said it to myself, but she felt it. She felt it.
He walked in the room. He said, "I'm tired of not sleeping in the bed." And she poked out of the bathroom. He goes, "I ain't no using the room. I was practicing." I'm sorry, baby. We'll go back downstairs.
I was wild. I'm sorry. Peele speech where he's like, and I told her.
Give them looks to the sides.
Yeah, man. See, this is what I miss. I missed y'all yesterday, man. I miss y'all. I miss y'all.
But hey, real quick, can I say something, y'all? I just want to shout out my son. The reason I missed taping with you guys, I love doing it. My son Devon graduated from the University of Florida. Shout out to him. The Gator Chomp. Y'all know what it is already. There you go. Mechanical engineering, baby. That's it. So congratulations to my son.
Field.
I actually missed because I had a chance to cover a comedy class. And here's the thing about comedy classes. You're going to find comedians are very polarizing about this. Some comedians are saying that comedy classes are a waste of money, never do them. Some comedians will say, you know what? If you get something out of it, it's good. When I cover a comedy class, I don't really teach you, hey, here's how to write funny jokes. I kind of go over the business and some joke writing techniques for like writer's block.
What's the best thing to do?
Yeah. I mean, that's all I can really do. Just
it's a fundamentals course. It's like going to a basketball camp and being like,
I've always said if I can teach you something that saved you 6 months or a year of hitting open mics, then you got something out of the class. But I kind of also do it like I'm a grizzled war vet. Because I spend the first 10 minutes trying to talk people out of doing stand-up comedy. I'm like, look, man, do you have a good wife? Do you enjoy spending time with your kids? This ain't for you, man.
What would you if we were putting together a stand-up comedy class and you had to teach your own like course on it? I'm going to tell you what mine would be, and after that, maybe James or Ken, if you guys are interested, I would be like, remember, keep both feet planted firmly. You want to put your left foot a little bit in front and your right foot back, and then you want to grab them by the collars and be like, what do you mean the guy with the money left? What do you mean?
I've done that show. I know the bookers you're referring to. Yes. Yeah. What about you, Ken? Or either one. Who cares?
I do so much just talking to comedians, and not even the writing process, just the simple understanding that don't think in 3 months you about to have a Netflix. You know what I mean? Like I had a conversation with a comic today.
So you're saying 4 months?
Yeah, 4 months. Yeah, 4 months, right? Okay. So James, I had this conversation, and the comedian was like, "Hey, Ken, hey, gatekeeper, why can't I was like,
we still doing that though,
bro?
I got my jacket.
It was so out of. It was so weird. I was just like, "Hey, good morning." Like,
hey,
like,
how you doing?
Morning. And I said, I just want you to know, first of all, I'm not a gatekeeper. Number one. Number two, if you were trying to get into a club, that's a real bad way to start a conversation.
Talk about it, Kanye.
No, dude, you've been doing comedy for 6 months, maybe a year. You're spoiled in Florida.
Yes, you
Florida
are.
6 months in, you're like, I'm featuring. You go anywhere else in the United States of America, you're not featuring. So I be trying to teach them those simple basics of comedy. You know what I mean? Like just you might blow up. If you got 10 million followers, maybe a club will give you a night. But once you go do that night and get up there, bro, and realize you ain't got 45 minutes. You ain't got 45.
And that's the thing.
I do. I got 3 hours, man.
It's all relative to stage time. So we say like in Florida, oh, if you're ready to do this after 6 months, but the truth is you can get more time in 6 months in Florida, real time, good time on stage than going to New York, doing the pay to play or sign up on a list. And sometimes when you start out in New York or LA, man, you go and you sign up for these lotteries to get stage time and you don't get picked. So you know what? You didn't get time that week, you know? Whereas down here, we just give it away. And that's the whole secret. And that's why I tell these people too. I'm like, man, comedy's that thing. I could sit here and tell you everything in the world I know about it. But all you really have to do is get on stage every night, and you need to fail. You need to bomb. You need to get up there and tell 10 jokes and have 9 of them blow, and one of them get you a slight applause and be like, oh, man, I can work with that.
I think one of the most important things from failure is you need to recognize why you failed. If you fail all the time and you know why you were failing, then you should be able to tweak it. There's a lot of people we run into who fail, and they're like, well, that just wasn't my night. And I'm like, it has not been your night for 3 years.
And you know what, Miguel, you bring up a good point, because when I first started out, I started out and then things didn't go right. And then I quit for several years. I didn't try again. It's because I couldn't separate that the audience. I felt like when I didn't do well at open mic, the audience hated me. And it took me a while to realize they didn't hate me. They hated what I was saying. And I took it personal. And you can't, man. You got to go out there. You got to put your material out and realize they got nothing against you. They don't know you. They got nothing against you. They want you to do well. But then if you open your mouth and that turns, then you did something wrong. So go back and look what you did wrong and work on that aspect of it. What about you, James? You're running class now. I know you and Devon, Mr. Siebold, actually had ran a comedy class on like the business aspect of comedy.
I attended the business seminar.
True indeed, man. I don't know how to tell people how to be funny. I don't have the knowledge, or I just don't have the gumption to ever do that. I don't know how to make you funny. If I can help you with a joke, I can help you write a tag. That's what James will do for you. But I don't know how to tell a person how to get funnier. What I can tell you is what I've learned my number of years in this business, the things I've tried and failed with, and the things I've tried and actually succeeded in. So I taught a class on the business of comedy, how to write a professional email. I know we've said this many times before, but you would be shocked how many comedians go to college or have jobs, but don't know how to write a professional email to someone. They don't know how to say, hey, my name is so-and-so. I've been doing comedy this long. My style's like this. I would love to come out, do a guest spot. I'd like to do this, blah, blah, blah. Start a professional relationship with you. The emails that I used to get when I used to work at for a comedy club were atrocious. We would get guys that would just write, hey, I'd love to work there. That was it. Not even saying what their name was. So we taught people how to be more business-like. Just no clip, no link.
What's up, dog? Trying to get some work. What's your
holla.
name? The streets know. The streets know. Ask the streets who I am, baby.
Yeah. So you know what?
I've been performing at mattress firms all over Altamont. I'm ready.
Dante, put a word out. They're gonna let you know.
I was gonna say this, man. I used to be so opinionated as a comic, but the longer I've been doing this, the more I know I don't know ish. And I hated comedy classes for no reason. I would judge them when people would go to them. You do whatever you do to make you successful, give you the confidence that you need. I'm not.
That's what's up, James. I think comedy classes give a lot of people confidence.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the benefits. Like I never did a comedy class, you know, natural streets, baby. No, but I tell you what, if anything, I've learned that people who go to comedy classes have confidence, maybe overconfidence, but confidence at least. And
because you're gonna
without
need
the
it.
confidence, man, you're never gonna get it done.
Yeah, you're right. And at the same time, when you take comedy class, you're kind of starting out with like a group of other people who are in the same position you are. So now you got people to ride out to open mics with. And I guess that could be one of the things. Like I've always been a bit of a loner, so showing up at open mics alone and signing up was never a thing. But I think there are people out there that when they're trying something that new, they need like a support group backing them to do it. You know, to
you
like
are the lone gunner, Mike. You're the guy we call in that's dressed in all black, and we just need that one dude who will do the job that nobody else will do.
Like, I don't have a personality that warrants making friends, so it's really nice. It's really easy. It's got people at arm's reach. And when I see you guys stressing over Christmas shopping, I'm like, suckers. So, hey guys, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, we lost another celebrity to the dark side. We'll be talking about that right here on Real Laughs 104.1. So welcome back. You're still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I'm Myke Hurley, joined in virtual studio tonight with Ken Miller, Miguel Colon Jr., and James Jean. Now, guys, before the break, I was telling you that we lost another celebrity to the dark side. And I mean, that can mean so many things. But basically, I'm talking about, did you guys hear what Shaq came out and announced this week?
What my dog say? What my dog say, bro?
We lost him, Ken. We lost him. He is no longer a carnivore. He is going vegan.
There ain't enough vegetables in the world.
I mean,
why?
How can you fuel that power plant without some meat? Here's my other thing, man. Does he like consult his business partners before he goes? Because like, how can you be vegan and have your face on my Papa John's pizza when it shows up? That's like, hey, this is good enough for you. What's that?
He's got a lot of burgers. I've seen them in the Walmart market.
He has burgers?
Yeah, he has burgers. Let me see if I can find him. Yeah, Shaq has burgers.
Bro, I have a Shaq air fryer.
Yeah, that is funny.
Like, come on, man.
It's like George Foreman had the grills locked up, so Shaq's like, "I'll do the air fryer." What was that?
Meat District Shaq burgers.
And he's got the Walmart shoes that are made of leather or pleather. They're in Walmart, right?
See that,
man? He's got a burger. But now, is that real meat, or is he already on the
brisket,
vegan
chuck, and ribs? It's not beyond brisket.
Yeah,
Impossible rib. That's brisket, chuck, and ribs.
Yo, but you know what's crazy, Mike? I would say this: a lot of people, big people I know, are vegans.
Yeah, really? Probably healthier, but you don't need that anymore.
No, bro. You never seen them memes and stuff running around like, "How you a vegan and you sitting out here 280?" I done met some big vegans.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if I ever tell y'all that I'm turning vegan, you got my permission to slap the mess out of me with a Big Mac. You have my permission until I stop being a vegan. Just keep smacking the mess out of me with something.
I'm gonna slap you with the Big Mac, but ain't gonna have no meat on it.
I'm gonna call you guys up. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go vegetarian," and then the little red light's gonna hit my head. Sorry, I'm gonna go vegan, and there's just a cow standing on the other side of the room with a pistol and a laser on me. I'm like, anyway, y'all, I gotta go.
I remember when
Burger
when Burger King came out with an Impossible Burger like 3-4 years ago, and they're like, "Yeah, it's amazing because it doesn't contain meat." I'm like, "That's been all their burgers since I've been going to Burger King. There's no meat in there." Man. McDonald's. You ever open up a McDonald's burger and it looks like you can see like seeds? It looks like thin slice, like that has to be beans, right? That looks
woven
like
together.
You would see that in the cafeteria food back in elementary school, just like that's vegetable based something, right?
Bro,
you know what my favorite
it's made like Mondo burgers, bro.
Mondo burger.
Dropping burgers out like Mondo burger, bro.
Dude,
my favorite in the cafeteria was the drawn on charred lines on things. Like you get a chicken breast, it looked like a marker just drew char lines on it.
There's it just hit the news yesterday. There was a family that was remodeling their house, and they took a wall out and they found in the wall a McDonald's bag, and they opened it up and it was 2 wrappers for cheeseburgers. And these were back when they were like 5-10 cents a piece cheeseburgers, and the fries were mummified. They still look like fries from like today.
Yeah.
That's just crazy, man.
And I can't even blame Shaq for like, you tell me a story like that. Like, hey, I ate a quarter pounder last week, and then 45 years I get my autopsy, and there's a quarter pounder still sitting in my
in my colon. Yeah.
You should not eat a burger. You shouldn't eat a burger at McDonald's and go to the bathroom and it's reshaped itself. Like it shouldn't.
Like the T-1000 from Terminator, just coming together. Have you seen this colon?
I don't know. I can't. I've done a 30-day like vegan cleanse. You know, I did the cleanse with the fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
Caffeine. Bro,
did you feel better? Was there a difference?
I lost 15 pounds. I felt like
7 friends.
7 friends. Yeah.
Wow.
All my rib friends. I lost all of them. Oh
yeah.
Dude,
y'all get judgy when you go vegan. Just looking at me while I'm eating my burger.
I think I only told y'all. Like, and my wife knew. Like, if I hung out with people, like, you having a salad? I'm like, yeah, man, I ate before I got here. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I didn't tell anybody, but like you guys and my wife. But yeah, I lost like 15 pounds. I had a lot of energy. I actually slept better at night. I did, because you know me, we get done with the show. I'm going to eat meatloaf. Like last night, bro. Last night I had ribs, mac and cheese, and collard greens. We were watching the movie. When I fell asleep, my body's like, man, get up. I was up to 3 o'clock because my body's digesting this crap that I ate.
Yeah, the 4,000 calories.
And I was sweating. I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got that sweat.
So my wife's like, what we eating at the radio? I said, a meatloaf if you gonna make it.
God, dog.
Yo, I'm eat late, man. So I can't blame him, man. But I'm with Miguel. Like, Shaq big. Like, well, how big this salad?
Yeah.
Like,
he gonna have to get those Monsanto carrots that are like the size of a boat. He's like, so it's pumped full of GMO. Oh yeah. Hold on.
Shaq out here eating cactuses, yo. Shaq out here eating cacti, yo.
Shaq's been over to the Sausage Castle a couple of times to hang out with you guys, right?
Shaq's
he a good guy?
Yeah, he's like, you know, he knows he knows he's a hero to you. So he doesn't ruin that, you know. He says funny thing. One of the funniest things he ever said. One of the funniest things he ever said to me. And Myke is a friend of Shaq's. I'm not a friend of Shaq's. I've met him several occasions enough that he knows my name and passes by and is very kind. But one time he was sitting in the office and he's so huge and we have a very small couch in the office. You know, he's just sitting there waiting for Myke on something, and he's like, "Be real. What you think of the movie Steel?" And I was just dying. I was like, I loved it when I was a kid. He was like, "You added that when I was a kid part." I have. Yo, check this out. I gave it to Devon Siebel. He has Shaq's office chair because Shaq had this office chair, but the problem, he had it custom made. It was still wasn't wide enough. It was right on his sides, you know. So he hated it. So he sat on it a couple times. He's like, "No, I'm getting rid of it." And it is when I'm sitting down, Shaq's office chair is 3 feet taller than me still. Wow. And it's just like it's regular, like Office Max kind of chair. He just had it made for him. So he didn't like it. So for like a year, but the guys over at his shop where had the chair been telling me, "You could come pick it up. Shaq doesn't want it. Shaq doesn't want it." And so I picked it up and I gave it to Devon, but it doesn't fit in cars easily, like even SUVs. So I'm like, "You have to get a U-Haul, buddy." But that has Shaq's DNA on it. So I was like, "You want to clone him, man? Just get a jar." 23andMe
you know
kit.
It's crazy, man. If we happen to still get Bill Bellamy tonight, Bill Bellamy and Shaq are cousins.
Oh, they're really?
Yeah, it's on his Wikipedia. Yeah.
That's gotta be true. Yeah, it's gotta be true.
Oh man, come on, Wikipedia doesn't lie.
You know, I've never really been a sports guy. I've definitely never been a basketball guy. Probably because I'm 4'7", so I just can't relate to anybody on the team except Spud. But the other thing,
but you know who Spud is, so that's good.
Yeah. But you know what? I always like Shaq because he just every story I've ever heard about him, he seems like a genuinely big kid who just never grew up and was raised how to treat people right. Yeah. Like, I don't know if this story's true. You guys probably know better than me, but I guess he was leaving a game one day and some mom was screaming because her son wanted, these shoes and they're too expensive. And Shaq like reaches into his pocket and pulls out a wad of cash. She's like, "No, I don't want your damn money. Y'all need to make some shoes that my kids can buy." And blah. And it was like the next week he was out at Walmart talking about, putting up his line.
I've heard him
Walmart.
tell that story on interviews and stuff like that. Yeah. Did you ever hear the one about the ring? So Shaq hired it, and this is him talking about it on some interview.
I think, yeah.
I saw it on TikTok, and basically he was saying that he wanted to get a security system, and every time people came to his house and looked at his house and looked at how big it was and knew it was Shaq's, they were quoting him in the 20s, 30s, thousands of dollars for a security system. He's like, "There's no way. I need cameras and a way to monitor it. This is, like 2010 or something." He's like, "There's got to be a way." And he said he was in Walmart and he saw the ring and he saw how it worked. And he picked up a couple rings and put them in his house. And after he installed them in his house, he's like, "I installed them myself." He's like, after he installed the Ring camera and some other cameras, he reached out to the company that was producing Ring, that owned Ring. And he was like, I want to buy a piece of this company. I want ownership of it. Because he was like, if I'm walking in Walmart and installing this in my house, he's like, this is going to change the security system company.
Yep. Yeah. That's actually not the story. You said ring. Yeah. I wasn't thinking doorbell. This just hit like the news, I guess, probably about maybe 4 or 5 months ago. He was in Orlando and he was in a jewelry store and there was a dude buying a ring with his girl there and they were putting it on layaway. He's like, no, man, that's coming home with you today. And he just went up and bought the ring for this couple just because.
We got to go to Shaq's house like I think it was November. He was getting rid of a lot of stuff because he was doing his final move. And so he had lots of little things around. I got a couple of his towels. They're gigantic towels. That's what I love about it. It's the size of a couch, man. This is great. But he was getting rid of a lot of like little stuff and Busey hit him up and he was like, "Yeah, just come by. You help me clear out anything you want." But we got to sit on his motorcycle, like the big trike one that you see, all the fish tanks from MTV Cribs and all that stuff. The house was beautiful.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. The show, if you listened to the show last night, that's what I was saying. I want to be so famous that I just get a call from Shaq like, "Yo, I'm giving some stuff away. Hey, you want to come get it?" Like, that's the fame I want. That where Shaq got my number. Like, "Hey, I got some towels that's actually like sheets.
Here's some cool Shaq too.
Come get it."
He has what's called the Shaq hotline. and that's the number he gives out to people if they're not like his close friends, but he does need to associate with them. And it's a 1-800 hotline that you call up, and then you leave a message as to who you are, where you met Shaq, and what you were talking about.
Kind of like Bill Murray.
Yeah, and someone gets back to you. The Shaq hotline.
You know, we could do, if we could get Shaq on the show, we could do a whole episode of just Shaq. Is this story about you true? There's just so many stories out there.
Man, that's crazy. Who told you that story?
But yeah,
Barkley tell you that story? Barkley tell you that story?
Charles always talking.
If he told you that, I didn't do that.
He does that a lot, bro. I heard he was in Walmart. He had either went to Phoenix, and he was in Walmart like 1 o'clock in the morning buying stuff, and it was like people in there, and he was like buying people groceries and buying their everything in their cart. But they said it was funny because it was Shaq. He was just in there. Like, and they were like, most players that's worth $150, $180 million got somebody buying. Yeah. Shaq is like, who gonna run up on Shaq?
Nobody.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I needed stuff in my apartment like tonight, so I just went to Walmart and bought like all this stuff. Yeah. I heard Shaq went to the Virgin Islands, and now they're just called the Islands. I heard Shaq's penis was in the Guinness Book of World Records, but then the librarian made him take it out.
Hey, Mike, hey, look, hey, man, I'm trying to. Hey, man. Somebody posted that they heard Shaq had a little and I said he's 7'3". Even if he got 8, it's still gonna look little. He's 7'3". Like what?
So I had this
talk. Shaq's penis. That's a cool dude.
No, yo, I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. Shaq's penis drove me home one night because I drank too much.
Did you hear Adam Sandler's story about that?
Oh, when he had
Adam and Adam and Shaq were working on some film or something together. So Adam's like, man, you know, I gotta. He told this. I think it was on Jimmy Fallon. He's like, yeah. He's like, so you know, you're working with Shaq. You kind of want to take a look. You want to see what's going on. So he's like, I waited till we were like wrapping for the day, and Shaq went into the shower, and I went into the shower, and you know, I go to peek around the corner. It's just Shaq's security guy looking at me, going, "Hey man, you can't be back here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then the next day I saw Shaq, and I knew he had, you know, his security guy probably told him about me. So I didn't want to make it awkward. So he's like, "Hey, Shaq, let me get this out there. I tried to take a peek at you while you were taking a shower, but your security guy told me to scoot." And Shaq goes, "That wasn't my security guy. I don't have a security guy. That was my penis."
I don't know if y'all know this, but Kevin Hart is Shaq's penis.
Shaq's penis is worth $290 million.
All right.
Shaq's penis wears shoes.
That's a social security number.
He puts a bucket on the end of it, so when it drags the ground, it won't have any problems.
Hey guys, we got to take a quick break right here on Real Laughs. When we get back, maybe we'll be sitting down with Bill Bellamy, or maybe we'll be talking about new teaching methods out in California. Either way, join us right here on Real Laughs 104.1. So welcome back. You're still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I'm Myke Hurley, joined in virtual studio with James John Miguel Colon Jr. and Ken Miller. Now, guys, we thought we were going to get Bill Bellamy in here, but I think maybe he got pulled away. Maybe he's doing How to Be a Player too. I don't know what's going on. We're going to try and get him on. But until then, let me ask you guys this, because this is something that's been happening more and more to me when I go do shows, and I want to make sure I want to see if maybe I'm just in the wrong headspace. All right, I was doing a show over the weekend, everything, having fun. All of a sudden, this guy walks up right to the side of the stage, like just in your peripheral, and he's just got his phone up and he's holding it like right on me. At first, I'm like, all right, maybe the guy's just grabbing a picture or something, but then it becomes noticeable. He's just recording like my whole act. And I stop and I kind of look at him. I'm like, "Hey, man, you get what you need?" And he's like, "Oh, no, I'm good." And I'm just like, you know, "Hey, man, why don't you put down the phone?" Almost like telling him, "Hey, put down the phone. Just enjoy the show in real time," you know? Yeah. And he's like, no, I'm good. And then I finally just said, "Hey, man, put down your phone. I'll give you half off a DVD after the show." I don't have DVDs. I was just trying to make light of it. And here's the thing. I've been seeing this a lot lately, and I'm still one of those guys that if I see it while another comic's up on stage, I'll either talk to the staff or I'll go talk to the person. Yeah. I've seen people straight up videotaping, but I've also seen people that are just live streaming the whole show to their social media. And here's my feeling on that, man. I'm not for it. Like, no. I want to have, when you pay me to come out and do a show, you're paying me for the live show that night. You're not paying me to put this stuff on social media. And I want to have some control of what clips of my comedy and my material go out there. Because a lot of times I don't want none of it out there because I'm going to be living off this material for the next, you know, how many shows. So I just wanted to see, is it me? And how do you guys deal with this if it's been happening with you?
It happened to me. I did, what was that place Buddy got us at, the expensive place that you got to pay a membership to be a part of?
Oh, yeah.
London House.
Yeah. So I did that show, and this lady's just up front with her phone. And I'm like, so what's up? She says, oh, yeah, I'm just Facebook Live. And I was like, for the whole show. She went Facebook Live the whole show. I did like a 25-minute set. A lot of it was impromptu me. And I mean, I was just like, hey, just enjoy the enjoy the show. It was the only way I can honest, because she was chatty. That was the only way that I got her to really be quiet. So I was kind of like, cool, maybe if she keeps doing it, yeah. But I'm the same. Like, I've had people do the show, just record, making TikToks of you on stage. Like, I'm just like, just put your phone out. When I host, I start every show. If I say, put your phone away for 90 minutes. Look, our parents, if you were 70s, 80s, and early 90s babies, your parents went out. They ain't have no phone. If you was dead, you was just dead. You know? Hey, I'm 8 of 11 kids. My mama wanted one of us to be gone.
Yeah.
So I try to start a show off like that, hoping they will understand to put their phone up.
And I think you're right, man. I think it comes from, especially nowadays when everybody has basically a movie studio in their pocket or an audio recorder in their pocket. Like, it really does come with the host laying out the groundwork straight away. Here's a twist on my story. This specific time, it turned out to be the owner of the venue. And I guess he's like, oh, I was trying to get some content. But here's the thing. It didn't change my view on it at all, because I didn't get booked through that guy. So I didn't know he was the owner. He was just some dude in a ball cap and shorts. A nice enough guy, but I don't care if you are the owner. Once again, you're paying me to come perform. You're not buying the rights to put my material anywhere. You know,
and if you want content, I can give you content.
Yes.
Like, if you want content, I got some YouTube videos I would love to give you.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. I think, like, the way you host a show, Ken, it's just got to start with the host, because people don't know it's wrong unless someone tells them it's wrong. And in the middle of my set isn't the time to be teaching them how to act at a comedy show. But unfortunately, that's where we're at. The other thing I hate is, like, man, if I gotta, maybe it's just because as a host, I've always been that guy, or when I run a room, I've always been that guy. As a comic, when I see something going on in the audience that would bother me as a comic, I'm quick to take care of it. And a lot of rooms aren't like that. But I shouldn't be the one, like, as the comic on stage trying to be likable and have fun. I shouldn't be the one policing the room. If I address something once, like, hey, man, you guys okay over there? Okay, just checking in. Then someone from the staff should go to that table and just kind of be like, hey, guys, just do me a favor, keep it down, blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever. It shouldn't be my job to police your room for you.
And I run into more of that into bars that aren't comedy rooms than comedy rooms. Because in comedy rooms, usually I'd say the 80 percentile rate, when I address something like that and it happens again, somebody from the club, a server, even a busboy, barback will come over there and be like, hey, listen, you know, you got to keep it down. But in bars, I've run into it where, you know, like the bartenders, I've done bar shows where the bartenders are drunk. And you're like, great. Nobody's here to help me with any of this.
None of it.
And then, and it goes back to even the joke I was making about shaking you down for the money. One of the things about a show that's produced unprofessionally is at the end of it, like, the guy who's supposed to pay you's wasted and he's like hanging out. And he's like, give me a minute, let me, you know, blah, blah, blah. I had a show where the guy who was supposed to pay me, they sent him home. And I was like, where am I going to get my money? And they're like, oh, well, we had to send him home. He was too drunk. And I'm like, no, like,
and you've heard stories. Was it Earthquake that did it?
Yeah.
That, like, is that the guy I'm thinking of? If I remember the story correctly,
it was in the I Killed book.
Oh, okay.
About he said he did a show for, it was for the city though. It wasn't even like he was doing a show like they sent a limo to pick him up. So he was doing like a let's just say a corporate gig. and they didn't want to pay them. He's like, all right. They said, he was like, man, we were taking drinks. We took the TVs.
And TVs.
We left with every. He said we were at the airport where they finally called us up like, all right, we got your money.
I'll tell you this. I was on the road with Busey and them. We were in Oklahoma and we were doing a show, and they were like, oh, you know, I don't know the guy. And we're on the road. We got to leave right after this show and head to like another state, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry, man. They're like, the owner's not here. There's nothing we could do. And I was like, you don't want that. I was like, because I'll tell them to take everything in this place. And they're like, you can try it. I told the guys, I was like, if it's not nailed down, take it. And our guys were putting bottles in crates. And they're like, you got to stop that right now. You got to stop that. Our guys are just taking liquor bottles right off of the wall, putting them in crates. We're taking it. And then you know what happened, guys? They were able to get a hold of somebody.
That money, huh?
Yeah, they were able to, and they were like, fine. He said you could take it out of petty cash. I'm like, oh, now we can get a hold of him. Now we can get a hold of him, you know?
Yeah. You know, it's hard enough as an independent contractor some nights to get your money, to get paid and hear the song and dance at the, oh man, like I know I told you this, but you know, we didn't do the but I used to work for a booker who would expect me to pick up their money some nights.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that stuff. That's
mail it to them.
And mail it. Well,
no. You're not talking about that, Ken.
Yeah, there's those people that are like, hey, pick up your check. A check for you, give us a percent, whatever. There was a booker who would want me to pick up the money the venue owed them as well. And some nights, I mean, other than being like, hey man, by the way, so-and-so asked me to pick up this check for them. If the venue says no, what am I supposed to do? So there were some nights where the venue's like, oh, I'll call him tomorrow. We'll take care of it because we got stuff to work out. And then the booker would get mad at me like, oh, man, I used to have this comic who's now a big name comic. He's like, he would go in there and throw him against the wall. I'm like, man,
no,
I don't know who. I'm not Rocky, man.
I'm not running against the wall and keeping that money.
My job was done the minute I said thank you, good night. You know, anything additional.
You know what, guys? That's something else too. I think a lot of people don't understand what our job is when they hire us. I've had venues ask me to do ridiculous stuff, like for the venue. You know, like I had one time I worked a venue and there was nothing but female staff there, and the girl comes up to me, she's like, "Hey, can you every now and then go check and tell me if the men's room needs to be clean?" And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Well, we've only got female staff, and I don't want to pop in there." I'm like, "No." Like, no, I'm not. Like, they don't get our job is 45 minutes to an hour of comedy. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
And when you hire us, you don't buy us. Like, the thing that happened with Myke, that guy thought, well, I'm the owner of this establishment. I can do what I want when you're on my stage. No, you can't. My material is my material. You don't own me.
I used to run a bar, and we had these entertainers. It was just a duo guitar act. And we were paying them like $250 on a Thursday night, you know? And the other manager that worked at the bar with me, these guys came in, they were great performers, great singers, great guitarists. And I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s. And they came in, they did their set, but we didn't have a crowd that night, you know? So when they went to get paid, I go to pay them, and the manager's like, hey, man, let's talk about this price because, you know, we didn't have a lot of people in here. You guys didn't bring anyone in. And the guitarist said something that didn't hit me until I got into business years later doing comedy. He said, hey, man, for $250, we go up there and we play for 3 hours. If you want us to pack this place out, that's $2,500. We can do it for you, but that's $2,500 to $100 because tonight you paid us to play. But if you want us to promote and that's a different job. And that never really hit me. I thought, oh man, you ain't getting $2,500. But then when I started doing comedy, I realized, yeah, man, if you're throwing me $200 to come out and do 45 minutes, that $200 covers the me driving out there, me doing 45 minutes of entertainment. You know, I'll throw up a social media post because I like having people at my shows too. But if you're expecting me to fill your room, and I'm a no name, man. Like, I'm not filling. That's a whole nother job. That's your job. You hired me to come in and tell the jokes, but it's on you to be the producer of this show.
I like to tell people all the time, I'm like, if you want me to pack out your room, that's fine. I get the door.
And then they don't want to hear about it.
Then they don't want to hear it. And I'm like, I get the door, you get the bar, because that's fine. The bar's your thing. The door's my thing. Another one, Myke, that gets me with that all the time too is when they offer me a price and I'm like, how many people are going to be there? And they're like, oh, well, we're not selling tickets. I'm like, I don't care. How many people are going to be there? Oh, you got a bar that 400 people go to on a Saturday, so you want me to entertain 400 people? Now, if I'm telling you it's $2 a person and I want $800, and you're like, that's what? I'm asking for $2 a person.
Yep.
They're not going to come in for 2 hours, have 3-4 drinks each, buy food. I'm not worth $2 on that.
Yeah, and so I sometimes put my prices together and I'm like, how many people does your venue seat and how many people do you expect to have? And they like to see, this is where they mess up too. They like to get real, like big numbers. They like to let you know it's going to be great. They're like, oh, on Saturdays we'll have 450 people in here, and I'm like, okay,
are you sure?
$800.
All right, you go. $2 a head. I mean, yeah. Hey guys, we got a few minutes left here, real quick. Ken, you anywhere this weekend? What you got going on?
Yes, I am at Daytona Live. I want to apologize to everybody that came the last time I had canceled because I took another gig because I paid more money. But I will be there this weekend. I promise you, I will be there this weekend. So
you bringing Dwayne with you? Bringing Chris?
Now,
you bringing any of those boys?
Lee Cohen, comic Lee Cohen. She's gonna be featured. Now, you know, every now and then I'm tired of them. I'd be like, I don't know how Kevin Hart travel with his same crew all the time. I'm like, y'all get on my nerves, bro.
What about you, Miguel? You working this weekend, man?
Yeah, and I would also like to apologize to Daytona, but just, you know, for them being Daytona. But yeah, I'm at the Stage West Playhouse in Spring Hill, Florida. That's a show brought to you by Laugh to Go.
Bro.
Yeah, that's this Saturday. I'm headlining the Stage House, and show starts at 7. Doors are at 6. So I hope to see you out there.
Is that Rob Julio?
Yeah, bro. Hey, that joint sold out every time, bro.
Sold out again. He told me.
If you got merch, if you got merch, pop that merch, bro, because they be buying.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I gotta get in there. Hey, James, what about you, man? Where you working?
Actually, this weekend I'm doing something I never do in the 45 years I've been on this beautiful earth. I am taking my birthday off, so I will not be.
Happy birthday, man!
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's Thursday, right? Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. I turned 46.
I like it. There you go. I like it. Yeah, I'm actually I didn't get to do Easter with my parents this year because everybody was in a different stage traveling stuff, and then we were going to do it a couple of weeks ago, and I picked up those Fortune Feimster shows, so Easter just got pushed back until this week. So I'm heading down to Port St. Lucie, gonna crash down there for a couple of days, enjoy about a month late Easter, and hopefully just meet up with some old friends. Good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. So, folks, I think that's about it. Thanks to Bill Bellamy, who couldn't be here tonight. I'll accept on his behalf your gratitude. We're going to try and get him on. Who knows? There's still hope. Maybe he'll show up a little bit later. We'll figure it out. But on behalf of myself, Myke Hurley, Ken Miller, Miguel Colon Jr., and James John, thanks for tuning in. Tune in tomorrow night when Ken Miller will be in the big chair. Thanks for listening. And as always, if you want to listen to this episode again or listen to any of our past episodes, you can go on the iHeart app. Just look up Real Laughs. We're also on Google, Spotify, YouTube. Ken throws up some clips from time to time. So check us out and make sure you check out our Facebook page. Like, follow, share, all that good stuff. All right, guys, take care. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.